Jumpy, are you alright?
Hey, what are you two doing?
Come on, are you coming?
What do you mean to do to us?
Try using your brain first.
All of the cards are intact.
Holy shit, this is nuts. Let me show you.
It is time. I've talked about this series for much too long without actually talking about it. Let's get into it. Zero Escape is one of my favorite series of all time. This started as a set of visual novels that released originally on the Nintendo DS with 9 hours, 9 persons, 9 doors in December 2009 in Japan and November 2010 over here in the West. This series spans across 3 games, and I want to talk about the first one here. I've mentioned how Xeno has fundamentally changed my brain chemistry. But this game, I would not be a writer if I had not come into contact with this game. I was in high school when I encountered this game, and my second novel, Telos, began originally as a fanfiction of this game. This game, I have so much that I want to talk about. 9 hours, 9 persons, 9 doors, or 999 as I'm going to colloquialize it for the remainder of this video, is a visual novel / adventure game developed by Chunsoft before they merged with Spike. You know, the developers of Pokemon Mystery Dungeon and Danganronpa. Helmed by Kotaro Uchikoshi after joining up with Chunsoft to develop a visual novel that would reach a wider audience. Now, I've talked about how much I admire this man's work in my series on the Somnium Files, but I will waste no breath by repeating that his body of work is some of my absolute favorite in this field bar none. Before this release, he has worked on the Infinity series of visual novels with developer Kid before their bankruptcy, and I still want to talk about these guys sometime soon, so I'm not going to go into super detail here. But this is, I think, where he really hit his stride. It was because this game created a cult fandom that really took off here in the West that allowed not one, but 2 sequels, especially when that second sequel is all but considered dead due to the lack of interest. Nowadays, he's living big after having some pretty big success with his follow-up series, the Somnium Files, which again, I've talked about my love for at length, and now he's working with Kazutama Kodaka of Danganronpa Acclaim for a new title headed to the Nintendo Switch in the April of 2025, titled The 100-Line Last Defense Academy. But for now, we'll steer our focus back to 999. Now, for this video, I want to cite the Zero Escape Wiki for housing the massive compendium of information with which I'm using to help make this video. Absolutely awesome work here done by the talented people who have archived all of this information. If I'm talking about something not of my own personal experience or from my own gameplay, you can assume it's come from here or some form or fashion. That being said, I would advise great caution browsing this wiki unless you are caught up on the story of the series, as there are many spoilers here that can and will catch you off guard that you wouldn't necessarily expect. Now, onto the game itself. Developed by Chunsoft before they merged with Spike, this game originally released on the Nintendo DS. It was given a port to iOS, where gameplay escape room elements were removed, and it added an extra ending, but this ending doesn't really matter whatsoever, and this port is now defunct, so this will be the last mention of it in this video. 999 was remade alongside its sequel for PS4, Steam, and Xbox One in 2017 in a package titled The Nonary Games. This added voice acting and redid the art alongside other spoiler changes we'll talk about much later. The footage I'll be using for this video come from this version of the game, but I will be talking about the DS version for some things later on. So, I've been talking about this game for a short bit now, and now that you've seen, it's just stuff outside of the story. Now, let's get a quick synopsis going so we can establish a bit of a foothold. The story follows protagonist Junpei, who was abducted and placed aboard an empty, sinking cruise liner along with 8 other people. The cruise liner resembles the RMS Titanic, a ship which killed over 1,500 people in the early 20th century. The 9 people are forced to participate in the Nonary game, a death game which involves numbered bracelets, small bombs in each player's stomach that will detonate and kill them if they disobey, and exploring the ship and solving escape-the-room puzzles in order to survive and escape before they drown in 9 hours. Throughout this, we have multiple endings that are determined by your choices throughout the story, as you investigate further to find out why you and all the others were kidnapped. There are 6 endings one can reach, but there is a recommended order in which to experience these endings, and a true ending at the end. That is to say, you're fully able to experience this game in any order you like, and you will enjoy the story if it's your vibe. But the order in which I'm going to talk about it is what I would consider to be the best route. Because of this, we're actually going to be disregarding one ending entirely, but I'll talk more about that when we get to it. Colloquially, the fans have given code names to these endings to help make talking about it easier without giving spoilers on them, but I think that even the code names are a little bit too much if you're bringing them up in context as someone who hasn't experienced anything about it, so I'll just be referring to them as endings 1 through 5, and after the ending is achieved, I will reveal its code name. So with that all set, the last things I want to talk about before we go into the story itself are some of the people who worked on it. I've made mention of director and writer Kotaro Uchikoshi, but a writer alone does not make a game. Kino Nishimura is here on character design, and honestly, amidst the various art styles the series has had throughout its lifetime, it's right here that I think it's the strongest stylistically, and this is including the character designs. We'll be talking about these guys in depth a little bit more, but I just wanted to showcase them because I really love their looks. Oh boy, next up is a heavy hitter, Shinji Hosoe. He's the composer of the entire series, and this game's work here is one of my favorite video game soundtracks of all time. It is so unique and fitting to the story itself. I've been playing his tracks in the background of this video, including many of my past Explained videos. Lots of those songs I used to play in Ben Drowned Explained. Zero Escape, baby! Hosoe's style is mwah, peak perfection. Also, he co-composed Xenosaga 2, so based. On November 1st, 2027, Junpei, a normal college student, awakens inside of a small locked room that looks like the inside of a ship's residential cabin. Upon gathering his bearings, he realizes that the window in the room is burst open and is flooding in water. Without a second thought, he discovers that a metallic bracelet with the number 5 on the electronic display has been affixed to his wrist. Junpei is forced to escape the room by means of solving puzzles within it before the room floods. This is what brings us to our first segment of gameplay, the escape room sections. It is through these sections we are given free rein to explore our environment, however contained it may be, and gather items that Junpei can use to solve the various puzzles around him. If you're a fan of games like Myst or the Nancy Drew games, I have a feeling you will like the gameplay of this game. The puzzles are very well designed and engaging to the environment that you're in. Also, it is here I have to explain one key feature I've yet to bring up. So, this game is half visual novel, and I've brought this up before. The game was originally designed for the Nintendo DS. And as such, how it was designed as a visual novel used both screens to its advantage. In the Nintendo DS version, the top screen would have character dialogue, including inner thoughts, be displayed. It is here we'd also see through Junpei's eyes for what we're interacting with in the environment, and the bottom screen would include the narration, anything to show to the player what Junpei is doing, interacting with, etc. That does not include anything he himself is saying or thinking. During puzzle segments, both screens will show the environment you're exploring, with the actual acts of gameplay taking place on the bottom screen, where tutorials and the like will be shown to the top screen. It's a pretty clever use of space given the development environment, and I've not seen other visual novels, even ones that have released on the DS and 3DS, have done. The Nonary game's release obviously has some major complications with this setup, as they are available to play on PC, PlayStation, and Xbox One, all devices notable for not being a Nintendo DS. In the Nonary game's release, we have 2 separate modes built into the game that you can swap between on the fly. This is Adventure Mode, which emulates the top screen's dialogue and inner thoughts style of story conveyance, and Novel Mode, which displays the text similar to most recent visual novels, and how the bottom screen acted in a screen conveyance. Here, dialogue and inner thoughts are also portrayed in the format the narration was in the original game, so you're not losing out on the dialogue when choosing novel mode. However, this is not the same with adventure mode. You will lose out on seeing the narrative detail in most instances. There are times where narration is required to continue the story, so the game will force a shift to novel mode, so that you know what is going on. But in most cases, you are able to play in the adventure mode style and fully understand the game's story. The characters do a really good job of letting you know what you need to know. My preference is for the novel mode for specific reasons, but the easiest of such being that you just get more detail. The description in this game is very notable, and I highly recommend A, that you do check this game out yourself, and B, that you do so on novel mode wherever possible. Now, with all of that aside, I'm going to be showing footage of adventure mode because it is the cleaner of the two visually to show information in an easy to grasp manner, but that may not always be true. I've beaten this game numerous times in this version and have seen both ways fully through, so do as I say and not as I do. Okay, back to adventure. During this escape segment, Junpei comes across a few keys of differing colors, which match to similar colored suitcases. They seem to be locked with 4-digit codes, of which can be found on 2 pieces of paper which have symbols plastered across them, each card containing 2 blue shapes and 2 red ones. This here is pretty simple. The blue shapes are the first card, and the second card will combine together for 4 shapes in total, same with the red. Those shapes align with numbers found on the back of this photograph of the Titanic that Junpei can get to by using a screwdriver he's found to undo the screws of the picture frame. Using this code and these shapes, we can deduce that the code for the red briefcase is 7485, and the code for the blue briefcase is 0263. However, before we talk about what's inside each suitcase, we actually have to rewind real quick to where Junpei actually found the red key in the first place. It was attached to the full-length mirror here next to the bed, and in it he sees his own tired reflection. It is in this moment his last memories before being kidnapped rush back to him in a wave. He was headed home back to his college dorm, where he was incapacitated, using a gas, and then abducted by an unknown person in a gas mask around midnight. He remembers the person made mention of him playing a game while he was putting his life on the line, the nonary game. Remembering this in tow, Junpei is more motivated than ever to get out of his current predicament, and inside those briefcases he finds 2 sets of numbered cards, numbered 1 through 3 and 6 through 8, as well as a file that explains the concept of digital roots. A digital root is where you have a number with 2 or more digits, and you add together the sum of those digits until you get down to a single digit. For example, the number 123 is a 3-digit number, and its digital root would be 1 plus 2 plus 3, so 6. Some numbers have digital roots you need to break down twice, like 57. 5 plus 7 is 12, which is another 2-digit number, so you continue then to do 1 plus 2 equals 3. So the digital root of 57 is 3. This is going to be an important idea that is going to crop up a lot and a lot moving forward, so keep it in mind. Speaking of, it's actually how we're going to get out of this room. See, there's a door with a big old red number 5 painted on it, with a keycard scanner right beside it. We got some keycards in the briefcases, so I think we just scan the cards and we're home free, right? No. So actually, we have to take the cards that we got and only scan the cards which make a digital root of 5. So here we can take the cards 1, 6, and 7, as that'll lead us to a sum of 14, where 1 plus 4 equals 5. Cha-ching! We're free, baby!
Ow! My head. Wait, is it over? Whew. That felt too much like being flushed down a toilet. Damn. Well, better than drowning, I guess. Am I in a hallway? Oh. A door. Another door. Damn this water. Ugh. Let me go. Huh, yes, it opened. What the hell? This is the inside of a ship? Well... yeah, that's what I thought. This is totally a... Wait, what the hell? A wave? Oh, shit! Shit! Okay, I gotta get out of here. C deck. B deck. Hurry! Hurry! A deck's next. What? People. A lot of people.
Junpei escapes to the upper decks and encounters 8 other people who are also fixed with their own bracelets with unique digits. And it's here where I'll be going over the other characters now all at once. For ease's sake, I'll also mention that upon meeting up with these characters, everyone collectively agrees to go by code names, as they are unsure if whoever captured them is aware of their families, so they don't want to give up their real names just in case. I'm going to be using their code names in most cases, and you'll understand why in a second. First, with the number 1 bracelet is a man going by the name of Ace. He's an older man, generally described as a lion, and notably he shares a voice actor with Ziggy from Xenosaga. He's got a bracelet that shows a 1, and his codename comes from the value of an Ace card. He's charming and affable, generally a voice of reason amongst the group, during confusion of when everybody meets up. He looks to be in his 50s, if not late 40s, and he is voiced by Richard Epcar, and other notable voice roles outside of Ziggy from Xenosaga are Ansem from Kingdom Hearts, Gaius Fen Belsayer from Final Fantasy XIV, and Wolhart from Fire Emblem Awakening.
Such devastation! This was not my intention!
Next up with number 2 bracelet is a young man going by the name of Snake. Snake is a man a little older than Junpei, and is described as a prince. He's reserved and definitely seeming to have an immense wisdom about himself. He seems the least likely to jump to conclusions, and this might be due to the fact that he's blind. His codename comes from dice, as snake eyes are what you get when you roll 2 ones. He finds humor in the added commentary about his lack of vision. His voice actor is Taliesin Jaff, who appears on Critical Role, the notable D&D podcast. He is also Thancred Waters from Final Fantasy XIV, and is Bruno/Navarre in Fire Emblem Heroes. Coming up with the number 3 bracelet is Santa. Santa is fucking brash and quick to dash out the hella swear words when he's upset, but he's not necessarily a bad guy. Usually the first one to crack out a joke, but he's also the first to call a situation like it is. His codename comes from the Japanese word for 3, being san, and his white hair being a little joke add-along. He's voiced by Sean Chiplock, who also voices Rivali, Reen Schwarzer from the Trail series, and Taka from Danganronpa, amongst many, many other roles.
Stop posting about
Legend of Cold Steel?
I'm tired of seeing it! My friends on TikTok send me, on Discord it's fucking... I was in...
Thor's Military Academy.
Right? And all of the channels are just...
Reen Schwarzer of Class 70.
I showed my second form! Damn! To my girlfriend, in the logo I flipped it and I said, hey babe!
That's the power of the 8 leaves.
Ding 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 ding.
Coming up with the bracelet number 4 is Clover. Clover is a meek girl who is free-spirited and a bit eccentric. She's sensitive, prone to swings in emotion, and is usually stabilized by Snake, who is actually her older brother. Her codename comes from the 4-leaf clover, and her voice actress is Wendy Lee. She shares this actress with Miu from Danganronpa B3, Lynn from Fire Emblem Heroes, Warriors, Engage, etc.,
Enemy!
and Athena Sykes from the newer Ace Attorney games. Now, moving to our main protagonist, Junpei, as we saw before, has the bracelet with the number 5 on it. This is our boy. He's a college student. He's a generally well-meaning lad, but can pull off a well-executed pun if he needs to, generally intends to be the peacekeeper of the group. He wakes up inside the crew cabin and must solve an escape room to make it out before his room floods. He is voiced by Evan Smith, and other notable voice roles are Deuce from Monster High, and Zeno from the Trail series. He is not given a codename since June revealed his name to the group before they could settle on one, so he's just going to go by Junpei for the rest of the story. Kotaro Uchikoshi has stated that if he did have one, it would have been Penta for Pentagon, or Hand for 5 fingers. Next up is the character mentioned before for but a moment, she with the bracelet number of 6, June. June is also known to us, Junpei, as Akane Karashiki. She was someone he knew in childhood who moved away some time ago, and hasn't seen until this moment on the ship. We don't reveal her name to others, so she goes to the codename June, as it's the 6th month. Though this fact, she feels awful about having revealed our name. She is the same voice actress, Raina Strober, as Emma Milstein from the Trail series, and Azura from Fire Emblem Fates. Seven's codename comes from the number 7, as this matches his bracelet number. He's described as a mountain, and cannot remember anything about his identity, so 7 is just as well. His voice actor, Edward Bosco, is known for other roles such as Machias Regnitz from the Trail series, Chachi from the Master Detective Archives Raincode. Bracelet number 8 belongs to Lotus, after the number of petals of the flower, of course. She's a smart woman who's the most sensual of the group. She's not afraid to speak her mind, but also leads her to get into arguments with the more similarly brash members, such as Santa or Seven. She's got very Charla characteristics about her, if you get my drift. She's got a backbone and isn't afraid to show it. Lotus's voice actress, Valerie Arum, was the voice director for this title, and she's also voiced Naoto Shiragane from Persona 4, and Aurelia Le Guin from the Trail series. This ultimately leaves the 9th man, who carries this bracelet with the number 9. He's overly fidgety and largely silent while everybody else introduces themselves. He is voiced by Cam Clark, who, of course, we all know is most famous for his role as Freddy from Back at the Barnyard. Real talk though, he also voices Simba in Kingdom Hearts 2, and is also the canon voice for Melkorn from Fire Emblem Fates. Now, we'll get back to him in a second, because he's about to become very naughty boy.
What?
What's that voice?
This is... that guy in the gas mask!
Hey, asshole! What the hell is this? Come on out here. I want to get a look at you.
What do you mean to do to us?
Nonary game.
What the hell's that?
What is he talking about?
Hey, there's something in my pocket. Check this out.
Hey, I got one too.
Then it would seem Zero has seen fit to grace us each with a letter. Would you mind terribly reading it to us, young man?
On this ship, you will find a handful of doors emblazoned with numbers. We will call them the numbered doors. The doors in front of you are a pair of the same. The key to opening these numbered doors are the numbered bracelets that each of you possess. Should you total the numbers on your numbered bracelets and find that the digital root of that number is equal to the number of that door, the door will open. Only those who have opened the door may pass through. There are, however, limits. Only 3 to 5 people can pass through one numbered door. All those who enter must leave, and all who enter must contribute. So this thing on my arm is a bracelet. The purpose of the game is simple. Leave this ship alive. It is hidden, but an exit can be found. Seek a way out. Seek a door that carries a 9.
What's your code name?
Code name?
What do you want us to call you? We all made up names. You should too.
I don't need one.
Why not?
Because I am not gonna stay here with you.
You've got some sort of plan?
I do.
Yeah? What's that?
You sure you want to know?
Yeah?
All right, let me show you. I'm gonna do this!
Hey! What the hell do you think you're doing?
Stay back. Ah! If you get any closer, I'll cut her open. Here, verify. The left. Look on your left. Do you see the device on the wall? Place your hand on the scanner panel, the round part.
What if I don't?
Are you an idiot? What do you think? I could slit your throat right now. I'll kill you if I have to. All I need is your bracelet. Just do it. Do it now.
Okay, I'll do it. Like this?
Good. Good. You're done. Next. You, right? You're the one with the #1 bracelet, right?
Yes, I am. So?
Then you're next. Just verify your number like this little brat did. What are you doing? Do it! Don't you care what happens to her?
Okay, just calm down. I'm coming over.
Now, verify.
All right, this is what you wanted, right?
Get back. No! Farther! More than that! Go all the way back!
Okay.
Wait, don't tell me. Thank God you were all so cooperative. Now I can get out of this nightmare. Good! I don't need you anymore. Wait! Here! She's all yours. Okay. Have a good one, guys. I'm going off ahead now. Well then, goodbye.
Clover, are you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Damn it! That bastard! Open, damn it!
Shit! It won't budge.
Do you hear something?
Like, what?
Like some sort of beeping.
You're right. I can hear it too.
What is it? Shit! Why isn't it stopping? God damn it! You lied! Lied? This wasn't supposed to happen! This is wrong! This is wrong!
What is happening in there?
Open the door, please! I'm begging you! Help me! Please get me out of here! Get me out of here! God damn it! Why? Why won't it work? Engaged? Is it because it's occupied?
Oh my god, there's no time left! Listen, I was lied to! He lied to me! He put me in here! It was him! He killed me! It was him!